Hey guys, how are y'all this morning? Today is the day we're going to start decorating the tree. It's the main tree in the living room and I'm so excited. I'm ready to get it decorated and have closure to this so I can move on. I'm going to show you how to do these bows. I have done one so you could see it beforehand. I will show you the size ribbon that I used, the kind of ribbon I used, where I got it from, and all that good stuff. We'll do some together. And this tree, I believe, is a 9-foot tree or 9.5, whatever they are, 9 or 9.5. But I think I've done 2 bows. I've done one at the top and I've done one halfway down. I think I probably need 2 more. Probably one to put like right here and then one to put down there at the bottom. Whenever you put your bows on first and then you put everything else, your bows kind of are the background. They're not the main focus, and that's the way I want them to be. As I told y'all when I did the other trees, I like to still be able to see the Christmas tree when I'm done with it. I don't like to cover it up so much that you can't even tell that it's a tree, but that's my preference. That doesn't have to be yours. It's just the way I've always done it. So I'm going to take the camera off of here and I'll give you an up close view of what these ribbons look like. Okay. These ribbons, I used 3 different kinds. I used the polka dot, and then the stripe, and then the solid. These were just the ones that I picked. This tree is a fun tree. It's got elves. It's got the legs, sticking out of it. It's just a fun tree. I do candy canes, and I just like to have fun with this tree. It says a lot about my personality because that's the way I am. I like things to be fun and laid back and not just so on point. But there's that one, and you see I kind of did a little bit of I don't know what you call that. I kind of moved the ribbons to the side like that. If you want to go longer, you can. That was just how I did it. And then the other one is, if I can extend my arms, the other one is up here on top. I kind of just want the ribbons to play peekaboo, basically. I don't want it to cover the tree. I just want to accent the tree. There's another, these elf legs, you can see his butt hanging in there. I got it. These 3 or 4 years ago from a place in Canton called Canton Trade Days. That's where I got those at. And then these I got, I believe, from Kirkland's 2 or 3 years ago. So now I'm going to show you the ribbon. That's the skirt. I really need to find another skirt that's more of the elf look or the colors. I don't know, that was a skirt I've had for such a long time, but that's what's under there for now. I looked the other day, but I don't know. By the time I have to put all the gifts under there, you can't even see the skirt. So I don't know if I want to pay the money, because they're like $40. So I don't know if I want to pay the money to get another skirt that you won't be able to see when the gifts go under there. So now I'm going to show you the ribbon and we will start trying to make one. Okay, the ribbon that I use, which is my main ribbon, this is, what's it say? It's a 2.5 inch. I got this from Hobby Lobby and it was $9.99 and then it was half off. So I think if you've got a tree this size, you see I've already done 2 bows and this is how much I've got left. So I don't know, I may can get one more out of it. Yeah, probably one more out of it. This is 30 feet is how long these are, this roll. If you have a smaller tree like these little pencil trees, the ones that I did in the dining room, I only put 2 bows on, and it just took 1 row of this and then 1 row of a smaller one. But for if you're doing a bigger tree, I would grab at least 2 rows of each one. You can layer as many of them as you want. For this, I just did 1 of these, and then for the striped and the green, this is 1.5 inches, and it was $7.99, and it was half off at Hobby Lobby. But I did 2 of these together. I did this one and then that solid green one. I did those together just because, you know, I don't even have my thing on this morning, but my hands, I don't have much strength, I've told you, in my hands, so it's really hard for me to do the bows. So I had searched and searched trying to figure out how to do a bow, and I found a place on YouTube, and it was Dee's, oh, I can't remember what her name is, Dee something, but it's DEE, and she was doing these bows, and I watched her and I thought, wow, that looks pretty easy. So if you get a chance, look on YouTube, and I think I just put Christmas tree bows is what I Googled, and she came up. She's out of, I think it was North Carolina, but it is a store that is up there, and she comes on every once in a while for the store, and she's showing how to decorate trees or make a bow or lanterns or whatever. She's really creative. So if you get a chance, check her out. It's DEE something, I can't remember. So I'm going to jump in and we're going to start this bow. And like I said, you can use, for this big ribbon, you can layer it as much as you want to. You know, you could add 2 or 3 if you wanted to. And it'll, of course, make it fluffier. But like I said, I can't. I can only do the one, and I'm kind of have a hard time with it. But what I put them together with is just a zip tie. I know a lot of people use the floral wire, but zip ties are really easy for me. I'd rather do that. That way, whenever I get through with these bows this year, it stays together, and it would with the floral wire too. I've just got a ton of these laying around. But you can reuse these bows again next year if you get them close tight. You know, in the zip ties, it ain't going nowhere. So let me get you angled, I guess, over here in the kitchen, and we'll get started. Okay, I've got my zip tie out, and I've got my scissors, and I've already dovetailed this in. So you're gonna go down a little bit because you want a tail to start. So you're just gonna kind of crimp it together. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm left-handed, so I may do things a little different than somebody that's right-handed. That may be half my problem with being so bow challenged is being left-handed. But anyway, you gather it, make you a little tail at the end, and you're going to twist it. And then what I do is put my hand on top of that because I'm going to start my bow. I've got to get you where you can see. And that is about the length of my hand. Is about how long that is. You can make it as big as you want, big a bow or little a bow. So then you twist, and you're going to go back the other way and try to make sure your bow is the same size on both. And then just grab it like that, and then twist. Make another one. Gather it, twist. It does not, by no means, have to be perfect. With this tree being a bigger tree, I'm going to do 3 loops on each side. The ones that were the pencil trees, I just did 2 loops. So I want this one to be a little fluffier. So I'm going to make one more on each side. Just like that. Be sure to twist it, especially whenever it's not the same pattern on each side. Plus I found that if you twist it in between, it kind of makes it a little fluffier. I don't know why, it just does. All right, well, I told you, this is all I've got left of that. So this one's not going to be a long tail. Okay. Make sure you twist it that way. You've got it like that. So now, get your zip tie or floral wire, whichever one. And put it together. This is why I like the zip tie. It's easier to do with one hand like that. And just make sure it's tight. So then you want your dovetail, you know, where you started it. You wanted it at the top because that's what's going to lay out on the branch. And then you've got your bows. Just like this. And you can fluff it more when you get in the tree. I'm going to cut off the rest of this zip tie. Okay. Once we attach it to the tree, we'll fluff it up. And then there's your tail. And how cute is that? That turned out really cute. And it was easy. It took me, what, maybe 2 minutes. Take that tape off there. We're going to dovetail the bottom. So how I dovetail is I get the wire side in my hand. That way I make sure I cut the right direction. And then you just cut up like that. And then it makes a pretty dovetail. Okay. So we're going to go over and put this in the tree, and then we're going to do our other 2 1.5 inches, and it's going to go in the middle of this one. Okay. So now you come over to your tree and what I like to do is try to find a place that kind of looks like it has a hole, and then I'm going to put it probably, since that one's right there, I think I'm going to go like right there. Sorry. I'm going to go like right there and then make this kind of puff up right there. So what I do is find a branch that doesn't have a light on it, and I'm just going to wrap it right there in the middle. Get my ribbons laid right. I want to take it. And you don't have to wrap it tight or anything. You just put it in there. Just like that. You want to leave this where it kind of has a little fluff to it. And then you're going to get another branch and just wrap it around. And that's that. Okay. In there. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about fluffing it real good because I've got to make the other ones to go inside there. So let's go make our other one, and we will stick it in the middle, and I'll show you just like, see right here how that one is sitting in this one. Okay. So let's go make the middle of our bow now. Okay, I've got my other 2 ribbon. I've got my striped and my solid. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail the ends of these. That way it's done. The best way I have found is to just throw these down on the ground, because I try to keep them up on the counter and it makes it so hard. So we're going to make our tail, and this tail is going to go, you remember how we did the tail on the other one? These will just go up with it in that direction. Put your hand on top once you twist it. Doing two is a little bit more of a challenge because they like to curl up down here at the bottom. So you just kind of grab them together and then make you a bow. You'll spread them out once you get it done. But whenever you're making it, you need to hold them all together. So you twist. I'm telling you, this is where the challenge part comes in of doing two together. Try to make sure you've got the same. You can flatten them because, with the wire in it, you can fluff it back up. So it's easier to tell if you've got them about the same length, if they're flat. See, these are just twisting. Okay. Make my other one. See here. The other way. I don't remember if I did 2 or 3. I guess I better find out. Okay, I had to look. I only did 2 loops for the inside of these bows, so all I need now is my tail. Remember, that tail wasn't very long because we ran out of ribbon. So I'm not going to make this one very long either. I'm just going to, you can always cut it down over there at the tree if it needs to be shorter. And get your zip tie. These zip ties are a little hefty, but they're fine. Get it in there. Gotta watch my time. I gotta go to the chiropractor here in a little bit. Then off to work I go. Okay. Now, you're just going to take them and separate them apart. I want to do red, green, or green, red, whatever. That way it kind of, you don't have the same ribbons beside each other. Okay. All right. My excess here. Go ahead and dovetail the ends. If I need to make it shorter over there, well, then I'll just re-dovetail it. More than likely, I'll just go with what I have. Okay, so let's go to the tree and we will add this to our bow. Okay. I've tried to get you positioned up here. So here's our little bow, and we're gonna add it to this one. So what we've got to do is, lay down here. We gotta undo this one right here because we're gonna just lay this one on top, just like this. And then we're gonna reconnect it. Now I've only taken one branch and just folded it over the middle is all I've done, because it doesn't take a bunch to hold it. So now that you've got this on here, now it's time to fluff all of this up and make it pretty. See here's your 3 right here. I sure hope my head's not getting in the way. I'm sorry, I'm kind of challenged short-wise. I'm 5'3". So I'm always on my tiptoes. Now you can curl these branches. If there's branches that's getting in your way, you can curl them, kind of get them bent out of your way. Like these right here, they're in my way. And now these tails, we're gonna tuck them into here with this one. And then we're just gonna make one go on one side and one go on the other, just like that. There. And it's done. You keep playing with it if you need to get it right. But I think it turned out pretty good. Let's see what this one is. Okay. I know you see my eyeballs. I'm trying to make sure I'm not in your way. There's a branch that's causing this one to flatten. There. You see the one at the top, and then there's one that's right there, and then it kind of jumps, and I've got one going this way. So now you just kind of look to see where you may need another one at. Oh, I may need 2 more. I want to go in, I think, and do one like right there. And then I'm going to do one, sorry, my finger's always in the way. And I'm going to do one like right there. That way it kind of looks like the ribbon's just kind of jumping. You know, you don't have a solid strand, you just got pieces here and there. Okay. So let's make another one. You know this ribbon is kind of pricey, you know, $10 or $5 half price. But if you look at it, I mean, if you zip tie these and you reuse them every year, you know, don't just throw the ribbon away whenever Christmas is over. You can keep your bows, put them in a tote, and then reuse them within. It's actually a money savings for the next year because you don't have to buy all that ribbon. Unless you change the theme of your, well, that was ugly. Let's do it again. Unless you change the theme of your tree. Alright, so we're going to make another one. So we got our dovetail started. And we're gonna go down, I don't know, however long you want your tail. I just want it about like that. What, about 4 inches maybe? Twist. Okay, I'm just gonna drop my roll. It's still attached, like I said, because I didn't know how long I wanted that to go. There's a hole right here, so I think this is where I'm gonna put this. Let's see. Of course, I'm gonna make it sway down this way. Let's see if I can get you. Sure to dovetail. Okay. Okay, let's make the inside of our bow. Alright, so this is just going to go in the middle. We're going to undo this branch that's right here and reattach it. I'm just going to sit this in here. You don't want your puff to be too tight. You want it to be kind of loose where it makes a little puff right there. So then that one's done. Now we're going to do one more over here on the other side, and then hopefully we'll be done. Okay, I think I'm going to put this one right here, and then we'll make it swoop to that direction over there. Okay, so now we've got our bows on. See that? Now you could go in and add more if you want to add more. I just think that's where I'm going to stop at. So, you know, by the time you put your ornaments, see, I don't have any over here on this back side. So I'm hoping it'll look okay. This is the first time I've put bows on this tree. So, like I told you, I just watched this video not long ago learning how to do these bows. So I'm not a pro by no means. The first ones I did were those that were in the dining room. So this is a first for me too. So I'm hoping this will be enough. And then we'll start adding our balls next. I've got a tree topper I need to go find, and I'll put it up there at the top. Well, I was downloading this video and seeing that it was already up to 30 minutes. So I'm going to make this part 1, and then I'm going to do a part 2 with decorating the rest of the tree. So I don't care for me myself having the real long videos because you kind of lose people. So this is going to be the end of part 1 of decorating this tree, and then I will bring the part 2 to you soon. So Bye-bye, y'all. See y'all later.